Diogenes said, in a rich man's house there is no place to spit but his face. Diogenes was also known as Diogenes the Cynic, a Greek philosopher and one of the founders of the Cynic philosophy. Was a very controversial figure, best known for holding a lantern to the faces of the citizens of Athens, claiming he was searching for a honest man. When Alexander the Great, it is said, went to meet Diogenes, Alexander the Great declared to Diogenes, said, I am Alexander the Great. I have all the riches of the world. Tell me what you want to do. And Diogenes said, please step aside. You're blocking the sun. Yes, so many stories about Diogenes is there. But I picked up this one quote because it is very, very controversial, misunderstood quote. In a rich man's house, there is no place to spit but his face. When I say the rich man's house, everybody goes to the big house, palatial building. That is also one part of the story. But I am telling the rich man's house is your body. You have eaten, you become fat, you don't work hard. The body which is given by God, it is priceless, and it has to be used to be rode like a 1,000-man warrior, to work so hard it hits your bone. You have to squeeze out your t-shirt 7 times in a day, and you had the power to eat 7 times so that the balanced word is coming. You always share it with people. That was the richness God was telling. In a rich man's house, this is a house, rich man's house. There is no place to spit now. What is the situation? Such an ugly body, the whole body is stinking with toilet because he eats and he doesn't work hard. He's not in deep, intimate relationship with nature. Everything is clogged. He always rushes up not to God's house but to the hospital, the devil's house, to beg, and to the God's house, temples, to complain. That house is stinking according to Diogenes. You have all the books available and you keep on reading. What's the use of reading everything if you do not put it into practice? And you're reading, you have to empty it up. You're keeping in your head with all the records, and you blah blah blah, you talk. You think you are a rich man with a rich brain. That is the rich man's house. That house is stinking. If you eat food, if you don't go to the toilet, constipation, it stinks. Like that, the brain starts stinking. And Diogenes, what else he can do? He's telling, in a rich man's house, there's no place to spit but his face. When the head is unnecessary talking about logic, to spit on his face. That's why when the professor went to meet the Zen master, the moment he entered, he started non-stop asking questions, because after 5 years he got a chance for an interview. Who knows, he might not get another chance. So the professor carried so many questions. Zen master got up, he started boiling the water in the kettle. He made tea and he started pouring into the cup for the professor. And the cup was filled, it was overflowing. Then the professor screamed, Master! Master said, what? The cup is overflowing. And the master said, which cup? This cup or your brain which is overflowing? Did you come here to listen to me, or you wanted to throw all your waste, your sewage into my face? It is stinking. I wanted to spit on your face. Japanese are a little posh, little clean, so he only poured what is it's overflowed. If it was Diogenes could have spat on the process face. That was the connecting. In a rich man's house, there is no place to spit, but his face. God has given you an opportunity, yes, to work very hard, so that at the end of the day, when you work very hard, there is hardly any face, long face, only happiness face. You keep jumping and dancing. Yes, and I was an example after coming to the ashram. My children morning took me to the Goshala. They are working, cleaning up the cow dung and cleaning up the place and feeding the cows, pulling the cows, tying the cows, milking the cows. And after coming back again, they took me to graze the cow, and from there I came back. And the very next, same day evening, I think, today morning, so much energy. I was dancing and doing spinning kick. You will express, you are not demanding any money, no happiness. In a rich man's house, there is no place to spit but his face. People non-stop keep reading and reading and reading, and the rich man got an opportunity, or the people who are reading got an opportunity to trick other people. When you are sitting in one place, you get devils. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. So you became a devil to trick other people. You tricked other people and you became so stinking. God has given you an opportunity that you have got around 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000, or a lakh of people working under you. Yes. So, and He made you feel happy that they're working. But you made them work, you took their money, you built a big house. When they go to the restaurant, they eat, they go to the toilet. You took all the toilet and brought it to your house. Doesn't that stink? If you don't share it, it stinks. Whatever you ate that day itself, you have to share it up. Instead of sharing, you brought it to your house, you built a huge big building which is not in line with them. You gave them a small house, you have a big house. You got so many furnitures in the house which you don't need it, but it's still hoarding. That is the sewage smell he was telling. When I entered that house, I feel painful because these things, this man doesn't need all those things. Just a showcase for what? Why did he build such a big? He needs only a small place to sleep. When you have a small place to sleep, he can touch his wife, touch his children. He can put one leg over another, and he can hug and sleep together and eat together from one plate and take baths together, study together, laugh together. In a rich man's house, they have got different rooms. And that is what he was telling. It is stinking. When you do not share, that's why people are frightened of the politics. The moment they hear politician, they want to spit on the politician's face, on the rich man's face. Otherwise, real rich man is very good if he's sharing it. I've seen many rich people running big companies and factories, and they keep on sharing and sharing. So many houses have become very rich. The house has got a lot of money to send the children higher studies, they got a vehicle, etc. But at the same time, I see another poor man, so they got only one room, and can you believe they put a double cot, a TV? That is the richness. They think I'm rich, but for me that is stinking because you made another person rich. Your hard labor, you made another person rich. That is not sharing. It is stinking. Stinking with your TV, stinking with your cot. Throw the cot out, lie down flat on the floor. If you bring a cot, you start hoarding inside all the dirty things, cockroaches and rats and other things. Why do you want to copy? When you copycat, it stinks. Then where can I spit except on your face? That was what Diogenes was telling. In a rich man's house, there is no place to spit but his face. This is my 87th short discourse.